Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap. Season 2, Zatima, okay? Episodes 17, Child, which was Energy Shift, and 18, Pride to the Side. Baby, okay? We got Zach out here getting the bad news about his mama, coming to the hospital, finding out she done OD. We got Jeremiah having the freaking audacity to blame it on Zach, saying he should have never gave her money. So now Zach is over here whipping his behind. We got Connie playing the middleman and like she the daggone mother that got to keep them both in line. We got Fatima out here calling Paul and he talking about lean on me when times is hard, okay? I'm the one that you could depend on, all right? Belinda's over here trying to confront Nathan and say, I don't understand why you're not down with me, why you're not trying to take them down, okay? Zach is a whore. I don't care. I'm not going back up. In the meantime, Fatima's also debating whether she should be there to support him. She don't want to go there unless he calls her damn name and tells her he needs her there. You know, Bryce ends up basically going out on a date and comes to find out that the company funds is frozen. So he is trying to get Zach on the line as well to let him know what went down. And we all want to know what went down, okay? Why is all the damn funds froze, Bryce? All right, what is the truth? Baby, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So basically, you guys, listen, I actually like these 2 episodes that we got this week. I was here for it. Still a little conflicted with some things because, you know, we start out, of course, with Zach at the hospital. He finds out that his mom has had a daggone OD on fentanyl, and it is not looking good for her, okay? Regardless of everything that went on, regardless of how trash we know his mama is, of course, this is going to be emotional for him, and he's still going to be worried about her because this is her mother. At the same time, as if that is not bad enough, you got daggone Jeremiah coming up talking about this is your fault. You are to blame. If anything happens to her, you know, you the one that's going to have to face the repercussions of it because you gave her $500 and you know damn well not to give mommy no money. But it's like, bruh, what the hell are you talking about? Because you was there with her. You was grabbing for the damn money too. And obviously both of y'all are getting freaking high and you 2 seconds from being right there on the next damn bed right after her, going through the same freaking thing. So I'm confused. You know, he's sitting there scratching himself and can't even sit up still. Zach saying how he going to be nodding off, you know, any second now. And how, you know, he's keeping on asking where the doctor is, saying that he want to step outside and that he need to go use the bathroom. And Zach is like, you can't even go 5 minutes without being damn high. You know, we start out the episode with Fatima calling up Paul and saying that she just can't sleep all right. And he's like, do you want to talk about it? And she's saying no. And she's also saying that she's not all right and that normally she goes for these runs. They help her clear her mind. But she would like to have some company. And he like, listen, I'm going to keep it real. You know, I ain't into the whole rolling, running thing, but I could go ahead and throw my bike in the back of the car and I could meet you and ride my bike while you running. And it's like, you'll do that? You know, you would do that? Yeah, sure. Why not? Right? I don't want to put you out your way. And he's saying, nah, it's kind of late for you to be out there running by yourself. So I'm going to meet you. Right? So she agrees to that and she starts to get up and get dressed to be able to go and, you know, meet him now. Before she can get dressed, Angela comes in the room. At this point, she got on her little sexy, you know, tiger dress. And she asking how she looked because she's still basically waiting for Sam to come over and give her some. And, you know, Fatima tell her she looked good. Excuse me. So she like, nah, I'm going to have to go change this because I want to look like, you know what I'm saying, good enough to eat, all right? I ain't trying to play no damn games. And she does ask, you know, Fatima, like, who you was on the phone with, girl? And it's like, oh, Paul, I'm about to go meet him for a run now. Angela talking about why you ain't asked me. I said, girl, Angela, where the hell you running to, all right? And obviously she ain't ask you because you already supposed to have this date planned as well. But she was like, you ain't running nowhere. The last time we were supposed to run, your behind walked and then we end up walking to a damn bar and getting drinks. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do tonight. So she says she gonna get on out of there. And at this point, once she's dressed and ready, Angela done switched up her damn outfit, okay? And she like, yeah, this is more better. And so Now she's saying that she'll be back, Fatima, and she's gonna take a shower and be out of her hair because she already know that she gonna be getting busy. And this whole situation is a lot, and she telling her, Angela's telling her, I'm sorry you going through all of this. Are you sure, okay, that this is what you basically want to do? And of course, Fatima being Fatima, she says yeah. And then it's like, okay girl, my dick is here. So once he gets in, he asking for something to drink, and she lets him know she got drink and something to smoke, and it's all upstairs. So come on and make your way upstairs with me, boy. Now over at the hospital, like I said, Zach is getting this news. He all upset. Jeremiah's coming up right behind him, acting a damn fool, coming out his face, saying all this craziness to Zach, blaming it on Zach. So Zach immediately starts beating the mess out of him. Connie got to break them up, tell both of them to stop, both of them to sit their damn behinds down or whatever, right? The nurse comes out and she's saying, I'm sorry, everything is okay. And she like, yo, y'all about to freaking embarrass me in this freaking hospital, in front of these white people. Act like you got some damn sense or whatever, right? And Jeremiah's just still going on and on. Oh, it's your fault if anything happening. Where's this doctor? And when is the doctor gonna come back? Did the doctor tell you what happened or whatever? And he's basically like, yeah, he told me. And he's like, it's your fault. So she says, your mom is in there fighting for her life or whatever. The last thing y'all needed to be out here is acting a damn fool. Zach is saying, oh, he high. That's all he know how to do is get damn high. He can't even sit there for 5 minutes without worrying about getting high. Now, over at this park, we got Paul and Fatima on the swings. They done finished running. He done finished riding his bike. We sitting here, and Paul is just basically going on and on about how, it's hard to sit here and look at you and not be thinking about how beautiful you are. What else does this running do besides help you with your shape? Okay, I like the way your butt look, your hips look, okay, and everything looks as far as your, shape goes. And you know how many times I've thought about having sex with you in my head, okay? In my head, child, we done had sex about 12 times. I've even tried to date somebody when I close my eyes. I am constantly seeing your damn face, and I done called her your name. And Fatima like, oh, you got it bad, okay? You got it bad. So he like, yeah, I do. He was like, I can't apologize for that. It's just what it is. And speaking of apologies, he's like, if Zach was to really show you his heart, would you forgive him? And she's like, oh, he's already showed me his heart plenty of times. And he has. And he was like, well, I mean, in the midst of everything, not just being passionate, but if he's just sitting there doing nothing. And so she was like, well, I mean, it seemed like she was thinking about it. She was like, he's done it a time or two. So he was like, I see, yeah, Paul, because you over here assuming things, aren't you, right? But she was saying, you got to understand, he really had it rough growing up. He's been through a lot of things, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him or whatever. And honestly, I don't even want to talk about him. I just want to clear my mind. And so, of course, this is when he went into the whole thing about, I don't want to complicate things for you, but it's hard for me to sit here and be looking at you like this and not think about us being together and hoping that one day you would call me, okay? Because he was like, I want you so bad, girl. I want you so bad right now. I could just jump your damn bones, all right? And so she was telling him she just need a friend right now. And she didn't come here for all of that, right? And she basically told him, like, you would be waiting on that call forever. That call ain't happening. So you can kind of, go ahead and count that out. And so he's basically like, well, I hope that one day it would be that call that's like now. And she's like, now. And he's like, yeah, right now. I'm ready for you right now. And I want it right now and that type of thing, right? And so, she was just saying, like, I just want you to be my friend. And he was like saying he have, a girl that he was talking to or whatever. And he guess he's supposed to use her in the same way like Fatima uses him. And he was like, unless you stop calling me, because anytime you call, I am going to answer. So I said, well, Paul, that's on you, because you're a grown ass man and you know what time it is, to be honest, right? And so nonetheless, she was like, yeah, well, we could go ahead and get ready to get up out of here. Like, I've had enough for the night. And so he was like, okay. And they got up, you know what I'm saying, to leave. So she still basically didn't know anything about Zach and what was going on with him at this point. Then we get this freaking scene, which honestly I really didn't give a damn about, where raggedy ass Belinda, and she's complaining to, you know, raggedy ass damn Nate, saying he was supposed to be here 3 hours ago, but now he's at her house. And I'm like, wait, how Nate got in? Nate got a damn key now? I guess so. And so she's like, well, I don't understand why you went back and told your friends about me, you know, putting the app together with Fatima. He's like, because you did. And she was like, well, why are you so concerned about Zach? You want them together now? I don't understand. And he was like, no, what I don't understand is why you keep going after Zach. And she like, because he a whore. And he like, don't talk about my bro like that. And he's like, well, first of all, I see what's going on. I get it now, because Zach told me you and him had something a long time ago, a one night stand or whatever. And you still not over that. And you still want him, and you're mad that he moved on with his life or whatever. So that's why you're doing all of this. And so she's basically telling him that he could get the hell out of her house. She didn't ask him to come. And he's like, yeah, actually you did. And what, we can't sit here and have a conversation? He was like, you know, even his homegirl Connie tried to get with him, and he usually couldn't resist her, and he turns her down. And she was like, what, he found Jesus all of a sudden? He like, no, he didn't find Jesus, but he just didn't want her because he really loves Fatima. So she's like, oh, well, I don't know that, bitch. She must not have been all of that. And he like, nah, Connie is fine, trust me. So she like, well, anyway, you know, that don't matter, and I'm still gonna do what I want to do or whatever. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why the hell would you want to, you know, keep pursuing this? Just drop it. And she's saying she ain't dropping it. And he's like, why are you hating on them so much? And she was like, I don't like him, okay? He's a whore. Just basically kept repeating that. And so she's telling Nate to get out again. And he's basically like, nah, I'm not going to go nowhere. Like, we going to at least get it in one last time, supposedly, to say goodbye. And then, you know, she's essentially agreeing with it. And he's like, you know, after that, we could be done. I said, child, whatever. All right. So now we get back to the hospital, and it is basically just more of Jeremiah, you know, rocking back and forth, scratching himself and all of this, but saying that he's not going to leave. He's not going nowhere. He's here from his mom. And Connie was saying, like, why don't both of y'all just be damn quiet and don't say nothing to each other? And Zach was like, that's fine with me. At the end of the day, he ain't going to do nothing but nod off in about a second or two anyway and not be able to say nothing. And so, you know, she was actually saying that she have to get ready to get up out of here because she got to go check on her kids. And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even know, you know, Connie had damn kids. So nonetheless, you know, when we got back to Fatima, now she done went back to the house, I guess, took a shower, and then was deciding to go back out. And when she come down, homeboy Sam is naked in the freaking kitchen, okay, and having to cover up himself and run past her and apologize because when she came down, you know, he's there, whatever. And then Angela comes down behind him, and she like, girl, like, you know, I obviously haven't been having as much damn fun as you, and I see, you know, what you like about him. And she was like, yeah, girl, you see it, right? So she's asking Fatima, like, where the hell you going? And she's like, I'm going to Zach's. And she's like, oh, what, for real? And she was like, yeah. So she was like, oh, wow, you sure? And, you know, Fatima basically says, yeah. She was like, I think, or whatever, right? So obviously she wasn't sure. And then she goes, I'm not really sure about anything right now. And Fatima's like, Angela's like, okay, I get it. She was like, but honestly, I'm glad. So it's like, yeah, I bet you are, okay, because you want to have this house to yourself so you can do what you want to do anyway, because, you know, Fatima at first was trying to lay there and just have her headphones on, but it was like she still was hearing them over the damn music that she was trying to play in her headphones, and then she had horse noises going on, and Fatima was like, girl, like, you don't want to mess with Bryce, but you over here messing with horses. So that part was funny to me. Now, at this point, Connie actually does call up, you know, Tone while Zach goes to the restroom, and she lets him know the update about mom and the fact that she OD'd and all of that. And she was like, I can't keep him and his brother for fighting like damn animals over here. So she was like, you really need to get your behind down here as soon as you can. I'm just trying to call you real quick before he come back. And she was like, you know, if anything does happen with the mom, then all hell is going to break loose. So she tells him to call Nathan too. And he's like, nah, he don't want to see no damn Nathan. And she was like, I'm telling you, call Nathan. And then he's like, I'm telling you, he don't want to see him. Well, I'm telling you, right? So he's like, all right, I'm going to call him right now. So, of course, when he calls Nathan over here getting it in damn doggy style with freaking Connie, and she talking about some don't shush me and trying to talk the whole time that he's talking on the phone, and he's saying it's Tony, and he finds out about the situation with Zach too and says that he's coming. So, you know, Zach had also, you know, when he left to go to the bathroom, was looking for Jeremiah and came back and said, you know, he ain't in there. He ain't nowhere to be seen. We already know where he at. So she was telling him, like, you know, Jeremiah is jealous of you. She was like, do I really got to explain to you, you know, what it's all about? And he's like, enlighten me. And she was like, look at your brother. Look at your mother. Look at the places that you could be. Like, at the end of the day, I know you be saying you have it bad or whatever, but you not neither one of them. Like, it could always be worse. And you came back from being locked up, got on your feet, you know, got the job at the airport. You came up. You've been doing good things ever since then. And he was like, yeah, that might be true. But at the end of the day, time after time is something else. You know, he was like, her heart can't take it no more. His mom been doing this for so many years or whatever, right? And he was like, I know I'm going to get blamed for this. And she was like, you know, nobody can blame you for this. So he was like, everything is my fault or whatever. And she was like, it's not your fault, okay? And you do care, and, you know, everything is going to be all right, you know? But she was like, in the meantime, I do have to go. I got to get my kids together and everything. So he tells her to take his car. And she's like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. She was like, all right. So basically, he told her to do him a favor, stop by his house, because he just basically left the door open. He left in a rush, and he was like, can you check it for me? So she's like, all right, and I'll be back after. He was like, you know, I really appreciate you. So she was like, okay, cool, you know, I got you, right? Now, at this point, Deja behind just so happens to be rolling up at the same time that Fatima was sitting outside the house going, you know, no, don't go in, girl. You know, don't do it, don't do it. And so she gets out and starts recording Deja, and the fact that she over here out on a date, bringing the date back, you know, ain't got the neck brace on, look just fine. And she like, you better drop that damn lawsuit. And Deja said she wasn't dropping nothing. She was like, well, girl, I got the proof that I need anyway. So she tells her, you know, you worried about having proof on me. You better worry about your damn man and check him, because I seen him here with this girl earlier. And she was like, I got the pictures. So Fatima like, yeah, okay, well, show me the pictures. Mind you, she telling her she gonna have her cousin visit her, right? AKA Madam. And she like, I don't care. You can send her over here, right? But she's saying he had this big titty bitch there, whatever the case may be. And so Fatima was like, yeah, show me, because you always want to have some damn drama and swear you got proof on what something. So she shows her, and obviously she did take pictures of Zach leaving with Connie. I said, well, where the hell was she at and how she got the pictures that fast? Because all Zach did was literally step out the damn car and got right back in with Connie as soon as she said, it's your mother. She talking about they was hugged up, and they was never hugged up to begin with, right? So now as Fatima's walking away, who should be walking up but damn Connie? And she's like, you got to be shitting me. And here goes Deja talking about some, oh, do she got your shirt on? And I was like, yeah, okay, Deja. So at this point, they actually both telling Deja to go back in the damn house, mind her freaking business or whatever. Connie, like, both of us is ready to jump the hell on you, girl. Get the hell up out of here. You know, Deja talking about she been kicked out of worse places, and she's like, it's a free country. I can stand where I want to stand. And ask Fatima about me, because if you put your hands on me, I'll sue you behind too. And we hear Connie say, like, nah, I got 3 kids in Section 8, girl. So what the hell are you going to sue me for? I ain't got nothing to sue you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing for you to sue for. So she begins to tell Fatima, like, Zach asked me to stop by here to make sure that the alarm was off. You know, I'm basically had, you know, went with him to the hospital or whatever. You don't know his mother's in the hospital. She done OD'd or whatever. She was like, you know, maybe you might want to go up there and check on him. So Fatima's like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going up there. If he didn't ask me to go up there, you know, I'm not going to go. And we got a whole bunch of back and forth where daggone Connie is like, girl, he love you. He wants you, okay? Trust me. He ain't want no piece of me. And he over here upstairs playing with that damn toy. And the things he doing with that toy is disgusting. So she He like, you was all the way upstairs or whatever. How the hell you know about the damn toy? She's talking about, yeah, I was looking for the alarm. I said, Connie, no, you wasn't looking for no damn alarm, because the alarm wouldn't have been, you know, upstairs in their bedroom or whatever. You was just being nosy, so say that. But at the end of the day, she just was basically saying, you know, he really do care about you and he really do need you right now. Like, forget all the rest of it. She was like, the only reason why I was there at the hospital the last time is because I know his family. You know, I know his mom for a bunch of years or whatever the case may be, and I care about her as well. So she was like, you know, are you ready to go to the hospital? And Fatima's like, no, I'm not. She was like, okay, I'm going to leave. He just asked me to drop this off. I got to go take care of my kids, and then I'm going to drop the car back off. So she like, we done? So she says, yeah, she's done. You know, she's asking Fatima, are you going to go in there and turn off the alarm and make sure everything is right? And Fatima's like, I got it. And she was like, girl, make sure you go to the hospital. And she's just like, Connie, just go. So she's like, all right. So Fatima go in the house and Connie go ahead to leave. So now, you know, we get back to the hospital. At this point, Tony has made it there. He's sitting with Zach and he just letting him know, like, I got your back. I'm going to be here for you. This can't be easy. You know, Zach is in, of course, that summer type of mood where he's just like, well, what do you expect? This ain't no surprise. This is how things go. And, you know, I can't expect anything less. And Tony's telling him that don't make it any easier. And I'm still really sorry that you're going through all this, man. And, of course, Zach talking about it don't matter. And Tony is telling him, nah, man, this is tough or whatever, right? And you know, he's like, anything you need, I'm here for you, and I got you, and I'm not going nowhere, whatever, right? And so, you know, Zach just lets him know things, and he was telling him that he shouldn't be alone. He kept saying, I'm good, I'm good. But Tony's like, nah, you not good. You know, he's like, I really am. And he was like, nah, you're not good. You don't seem good, and it's okay if you're not good. So I did appreciate, you know, Tony saying that to him. And of course, Zach is talking about, you know, this is just my life. It's up, it's down. It's up, it's down, right? And so he said, well, you don't have to go through this alone. I got you, brother. Now, at this point, old Jeremiah brings his behind up. Oh, he told you what happened, and he told you it's his fault, and he told you he tried to kill her. So Tony was getting pissed with him. He was like, he ain't trying to do that, and stop saying that. Do you even hear yourself and what the hell, you know, is coming out of your mouth? Like, what are you even talking about? And he was like, he know damn well he shouldn't have been giving her no $500, and he wasn't supposed to give her money. And Tony is like, at the end of the day, that's his mom. Of course, he's going to look out for her and trying to help her, whatever the case may be. So he was like, you not making no sense or whatever. So Jeremiah is still basically saying Zach is messed up. He hated us, you know, and all of that. And Tony just keeps telling him, don't say that, right? And so he was like, yeah, he knows. And of course, at this point, you know, Zach is back to telling him he stomp him out and he better chill or whatever. And Jeremiah says, both of y'all chill. You know, at one point he tries to offer, Tony tells them to both chill, and he tries to offer to take Jeremiah to get some coffee. It's like, I don't want no damn coffee. Then he tries to offer to take him for something to eat. You know, he tries to do the opposite and offer Zach to take him something to eat. They both basically saying they don't want nothing to eat. Now, back at the house, child, I guess, listen, Sam, I guess Angela really put it on him because he want to come back tonight, all right? At this point, it's early in the damn morning. She trying to get him up out of there, and she's kind of like, hold up, wait a minute, when he asking if he could come back for tonight, like, you know, I'll call you and I'll let you know. And I guess Fatima thought he was already gone, but I said, child, we don't knock on doors, because I noticed Angela didn't knock when she came in to see Fatima. Granted, it's her house, and I guess she knew, you know, Fatima didn't have nobody in there with her. And then Fatima does the same thing vice versa to her, and she seemed shocked that Sam was still there, like, okay, you know. And she's like, you know, again, apparently I'm not having as much fun as you. Like, is it okay that I come in? And she's like, yeah, girl, he's leaving. So Angela's asking her what happened, and she's like, I'm going into work early today. And she's like, girl, why? She was like, Zach mom is in the hospital. So now her answer is to go into work early, keep herself busy. You know, she telling her about the OD, and she like, so you're going to the hospital? And it's like, no, I'm not going there. You know what happened the last time. So unless he specifically calls me and tells me that he wants me there, I'm not going to go in. And she's like, girl, look, this could be serious. You need to go. And she was like, no, I'm not putting myself through that again. And she's like, I get that, and I know you're trying to protect yourself, but I really don't think you should go. Like, he doesn't need to go through something like this alone. And, Fatima was just saying that she's not going to take that chance. So she's like, all right, girl. So she tell her she going to work, and she like, I know you want to get a little bit more sleep. And Angela's like, yeah, I do. Now, back at the hospital, please tell me why Nate shows up, but he shows up with Belinda. And, of course, Zach is pissed. Like, one, why the hell is he here? And two, why the hell would you bring her? Belinda trying to say, oh, I'm trying to check on you, and where's Fatima? Why she not here? And Zach not trying to hear nothing she's saying. He's like, yo, get the hell up out of here. And then Nate is saying, Tony is saying, let him handle this. And he's asking Nate why she's here. They both telling her she needs to get out of here, and she's telling them how it's a free country and she not gonna, leave. And Nate supposedly talking about, oh, the reason why I had to bring her is because, my car is messed up and she gave me a ride here, but I didn't think she was gonna stay and come in with me. And Tony was like, that's no excuse. You already know what the situation is. Like, you could have called a ride share. You could have called me. Why would you bring her here? So he's like, this is a family matter. Get the hell on up out of here. So she goes to the back, still doesn't leave, basically sits at the back. He telling Nate to go to. Nate still, I'm a ride or die, I'm your bro, and I'm not going nowhere. And Tony is like, nah, man, this is not the time, get your ass up out of here. So back at the office, Fatima done been here. She done did a whole bunch of paperwork. Angela is there now. She checking in with her. She like, girl, how's this going? Did this help to keep everything off your mind? Yeah, it did for a minute, but then not really. You still not going to go. You still not going to call. Nah, I'm just staying here. I'm not going there unless he tell me to. So Angela's like, well, if you need anything, food or whatever, let me know. Now, Fatima peeps that, we got Dagon Bryce here meeting up with the other lawyer. Well, apparently, he done met online or whatever, and he giving her a hug. And she like, girl, let me see what the hell is going on. And Fatima makes the comment like, wow, Bryce, these niggas will. And I said, excuse me, they will what? Like, normally I agree with this, but at the end of the day, what does Bryce owe Angela? Angela supposedly don't care about him and don't want to be with him. She not into what he want to be into. They broke up and she gave him his box. So why wouldn't he be able to date whoever the hell he want to date? I'm confused. And he's basically looking at her like, okay, I thought you worked upstairs. And she's like, oh, I know everybody in the whole building. Oh, okay, well, I'm here to see a friend. And it's like, well, what's this friend? Who are you here to see? And he's like, I'm taking a friend to lunch. And she's like, a friend? Who? And so he's like, you don't know her. She was like, try me because I know everybody in the building. Okay, well, her name is Lacey. Oh, Lacey, the junior attorney? Yeah, that's her. And it's like, well, how did y'all meet? I didn't know y'all knew each other. Well, actually, we met online. Yes, we do. And he's like, Angela. And she's like, what? And then she's like, okay, well, she knows about you and what you're into. He's like, yes, there's an app for us. And she's like, oh, so she's into freaky shit too. And he's like, don't judge. Stop with all the judgment. Oh, I'm not judging. And he's like, okay, well, then what the hell? So she was like, I guess I'm just old fashioned. And he was like, really? I don't know about all of that. And she's like, well, what does that mean? He was like, you got guys in and out your house. And she was like, so you been spying on me? And he's talking about, no, the dude that was at your house that I bumped into when I was there. So she's just like, he was like, I'm not judging you. You could do whatever you want to do. And he's like, okay, well, she's coming back. So she gonna talk about something. Are you gonna introduce her? And it's like, no, what do I need to introduce you for? And he's like, okay, I'll text you later. Like, bye. And then she's like, oh, okay. And I was just confused where we was going with that whole scenario. Now, mind you, Bryce is now out to lunch or whatever. They saying goodbye. His credit cards is getting declined. It's like, yeah, I have another one, try that one. And mind you, he's seeing the guy like, I know you. I seen you at Angela's house before. So at first he's thinking the guy's trying to be funny with him based off of that. But he's telling him that he don't know him and he don't know who he's talking about. So he's like, let him make a call. And he calls the office and they are telling him like everything is frozen. So now he's calling Zach. He's leaving a message with him. He's calling Fatima saying it's important, trying to figure out if she knows what's going on. And she doesn't go into the details of course, Zach's mom. But she's like, he's dealing with a family emergency and, he'll probably get to him later. Like, do he want to tell her what it's about? And she's like, nah, I think I better, he tells her, I think I better speak to him myself about it. So as if he don't have enough going on, that of course is going to be the whole thing where we going to see Zach exploding, saying all his damn money is gone. I want to find out what the hell this is all about, y'all. So now Connie actually done called damn Fatima phone, and she talking about, girl, you still ain't go up there. And it's like, how the hell you got my number? She was like, listen, you know what? He has you in his damn phone ass. She was like, I know you was damn hard-headed because he told me, but jeez, okay, you are more hard-headed than I thought. And she like, he talked about me to you, and it's like, yeah, you know, every time I was trying to get it in with him, he was talking about you, and I was falling the damn sleep or whatever, right? But she was like, you know, I said your name and it didn't call you or whatever, right? And I said, the woman he loves, and he didn't call you. But then when I said, you know, the love of my life or whatever, it called you. So she said, he hasn't called me. He don't want me there. And she was like, girl, he don't have to call you. She said, I'm not going to sit here going back and forth with you. My name is Aaliyah, not damn. I mean, my name is Connie, not Aaliyah. But she was like, get with the program. Like, you know, that's where you need to be. So Fatima talking about, I'm busy working. Don't call me back here or whatever. And she hang up. And Angela's asking her who it is, and she like, that's that damn Connie or whatever. And she's telling me that Zach needs me, that I should go to the hospital. So she was like, well, listen, she right, you do. She was like, you know, what if his mom don't make it? You don't know how bad it is, because Fatima was saying it may not be that bad. And she was like, yeah, girl, but you don't know that it's not. And if you are not there, you know, if something should happen, then you would probably never forgive yourself, and you would wish that you was there, whatever, right? And so Fatima's like, I hear you, you know. And she was like, being as though she OD'd, it might be. So nonetheless, Fatima ends up getting to the hospital. She sees Belinda, and of course she cursing her ass out. Belinda talking about something, I was wondering where you was at. She said, girl, don't ever worry about where the hell I'm at, and you better get the hell up out of here before I bust a cap in your behind. You know, you in the right damn place being in this hospital, because I might end up putting you in one of these damn beds. And Tony then comes and says that he gonna get Belinda out. She's like, thank you. You know, she goes and sit next to Zach. And Zach is basically like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, she tells him it's okay. And she says, if you want me to leave, you know, I'll leave. And he's like, nah, I don't want you to leave. I need you here. And she says, okay. You know, of course, he tells her, do you know what Jeremiah said to me? And she's like, what? And he tells her the whole thing about it being his fault. And she's like, Zach, listen to me. This is not your fault. And then he was just saying like, you know, please don't leave. Okay. And she says she ain't going nowhere. He tells her, you know, to just hold her, whatever. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm here for you. He's like, promise. And she says, yes, promise. Right. And so at this point, we have the doctor come out, and she's just like, I'm sorry. All right. So we don't know. Child, is Miss Gladys up out of here? All right. I hated that this happened. I hate that Zach is going through this. And I'm not the biggest fan that this is how I'm assuming they're going to get back together. I just wish it would have been more about Zach actually doing what he needs to do on his part, and Fatima deciding like, yeah, I'm going back. I mean, it seems like she was leaning that way anyway, being as though she went back to the house before she even knew what was happening at the hospital. But it's like, because of what happened at the hospital, that's now pushing her to be there for this particular situation, which I'm glad he do have somebody there that could be of support, because Lord knows Jeremiah ain't going to be that support for him. And Tony is trying to be that. You know, I don't think Nate has the freaking capability of being that. And I don't know why the hell Belinda was there. So it's like, is this the reason that they get pushed back together? Are they going to be doing some type of, you know, couples therapy? Are they going to even get a chance to get into all of that, being as though you're going to have Zach dealing with the loss possibly of his mom, and then you're going to have him dealing with the loss of this money as well too? It's going to be interesting to see where they're going to take this, and where these next episodes is, you know, is going to be with this whole situation, y'all. But y'all put it in the comments. Let me know what you thought about these 2 episodes, what you liked, what you didn't like, all that good stuff. If I left anything out, put it in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. We'll discuss it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Whoo, child. Until next time. Toodaloo.